let's first take a look at how the Asian markets have opened this morning, even though Wall Street was shut last night, and it is mostly a negative start for the Asian indices. The Hang Seng, though, is trying to be an outperformer, is trading above the flat line with gains of around 0.2%. The Taiwanese index is trading below the flat line. The Japanese index, which was an outperformer yesterday, is trading with losses of around 0.7%. Similar losses coming in South Korea as well, and the South Korean index, the KOSPI, is down almost 2%. Now, the industrial production figures that came in from South Korea, and that was a 2.3% increase year on year for the month of October, which was a reversal from the 1.3% decline that was seen in the month of September. So a reversal seen there, but yet the South Korean markets are trading with losses in today's trading session. Well, that was the global market action because of the lack of cues from Wall Street. The GIFT Nifty so far is indicating an absolutely subdued start for our own markets as well. It's the start of a new series for the month of December. We'll get you all of that just in a bit, and we will have our research team joining in with how the trade setup looks like, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and of course the FNO setup as well. First up, Vivek is joining in to get us all the market cues that we need to watch out for. Vivek, good morning. It was a subdued session. It was a holiday on Wall Street, but what is the handover looking like across the geopolitical tensions, and what's the setup looking like this morning?
Well, good morning, Harmaz. So yesterday, Thanksgiving Day, US markets are shut, so no overnight cues really that we could speak of. The other markets that we track, of course, are the crude oil markets, and that too, largely lackluster in the red, you could say, and Brent continues to hover around the $73 a barrel mark. But let's come to the Indian markets, and how exactly did the last day of expiry as far as the November series fared? Very, very weak session, Nifty below all key DMAs. Along with that, look at the Sensex, almost 1,100 points wiped out in a single trading session. And remember, at one point of time, we were actually trading with healthy gains in the intraday session yesterday. Now, when you're talking about, which were the sectors that actually saw quite a bit of selling pressure, the IT pack, the auto pack, they were the ones that saw significant selling pressure yesterday. And along with that, after the CNBC news break, you actually saw a lot of the insurance stocks trading with deep cuts. And today, it will be important to see, post all of the clarifications that have come in from the companies, whether there is a rebound in the entire insurance basket. What are the key things to watch out for? How do we start off the December series? Remember, FI activity largely muted on account of a lot of trading holidays as far as US is concerned. Along with that, FI figure yesterday, the sell figure was quite high. So whether, that particular selling figure, continues, or whether there is a certain abatement as far as selling pressure is concerned, that is important to watch out for. Remember, today 45 new FNO stocks are added, so there could be quite a lot of action in those names as well. Asian markets, GIFT Nifty. Asian markets largely in the red, GIFT Nifty indicating a mild positive start, but it'll be interesting to see how the first half pans out especially.
Keep an eye out for that, Vivek. Thanks a lot for it. And over to Vamakshi now. List up the stocks you need to watch out for this morning. Vamakshi, good morning. What's on your list?
Well, good morning, Hormaz. Let me first start off with the insurance players that were under pressure yesterday. HDFC Life, SBI Life, as well as Max Financial Services, all on our radar after they've issued clarification on CNBC-TV18's report on potential changes to bank assurance regulations by the IRDAI. Now, HDFC Life says that this news is based on rumors and speculation, while SBI Life as well as Max Financial say that IRDAI has not informed about such regulatory discussions. Reliance Industries is the next counter that we will be watching out for. Reliance Finance and Investments US LLC, which is a step-down wholly-owned subsidiary, has entered into a stock purchase agreement with Wavetech Helium Inc. They have subscribed to nearly 21% stake in WHI, which is this company, for an aggregate consideration of $12 million. Now, keep in mind that WHI is a US helium gas exploration and production company. Fine Organic is another counter that we will be watching out for. The company has resumed its manufacturing operations at its plant situated in Badlapur yesterday after disruption due to fire incident that we saw a couple of months earlier. They are actively working on fully restoring all other plant activities to normalcy. In addition to that, they've also received an on-account partial claim amount from the insurance company. M&M is the next counter we'll be watching out for. They've clarified some news that came in on Hyundai, Mahindra, as well as 6 other companies who were likely to face emission penalties worth 7,300 crores. The company says that any reference in the news articles above is, about the penalty imposed on the company is factually incorrect, and to the best of their knowledge, there is no such penalty that has been levied on the company. And lastly, keep an eye out on Zee Entertainment, and that is because shareholders has rejected the proposal to reappoint Puneet Goenka as the director at the AGM, and this proposal was defeated by a 50.4% vote.
Vamakshi, thanks a lot for that. Keep an eye out on all of these stocks. And lastly, Mangalam joins in with cues from the FNO space. Mangalam, good morning. The start of a brand new series. What's the setup looking like here?
Well, when it's a start of a new series, what do we say? We say, hello, December series, right? And before we kick-start, the setup, let's look at what the past December series have done. And bulls would be happy to know that December series, when it goes up, it goes big, as we've seen in December 2020 and December 2023 itself. And the good part is when it falls, it does not fall as much. The declines are less than about 2% itself. November series, extremely volatile, down about 291 points for the Nifty after a big range of nearly 1,274 points. And that marks the 2 straight series of losses for the Nifty. As you would see, between October and November, we've lost about 2,300 points itself. But what's important is that the rollovers are on the higher side, close to around 79%. Versus a 3-month average of 70%. And my sense is that yesterday's move had to do some thing with the rollovers being high on the short side itself. So it may have had a bearing on that. Why do I say that? Because, the Nifty starts December series with an open interest of 1.18 crore shares, not very different from the last 3-month average, slightly higher than the previous month. And the FII long exposure in index futures is 33% itself. Remember, going into trade yesterday, it was 35%. So more shorts have rolled their positions over as against long. So that is something that perhaps in hindsight could be a positive if the markets were to rally. What are the triggers for the December series itself? Start off with individual stocks. 45 new stocks in the FNO. We have Zomato, Avenue Supermart, BSE, Kalyan Jewelers. Many of them will be in focus today. Then there is the RBI policy outcome on December 6th. More than the cut, the commentary would be in focus. Geopolitics and global news will always keep our markets colorful in the month of December. But what's also important for December, there is low global liquidity in holiday season, and towards the end we get that NAV propping as well. So will that happen this time around or not is something we'll watch out for. And that is something which is typically globally known as the Santa Claus rally. So do we see that in the second half of December or not? Would be a trigger.
Keep the markets colorful indeed, but hopefully the color is green more than the red. At least that's what the bulls would be hoping for.